So, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be filming all the books on my physical TBR. So it's basically just going to be me showing you all my books that I have yet to read. My pile has been accumulating for a few months now, and it's like 25, 30 books deep. So I hope you enjoyed. So I just went to Barnes & Noble today, so I think I'm going to start with the books I got today. Okay, so the first book is Dare You to Hate Me by B. Celeste, and this is the first book in her Linden You series, and this series just popped up on my radar, so I'm excited to see what it's about. The next books I picked up were Onyx and Ivory and Shadow and Flame by Mindy Arnett, and for the past couple weeks, every time I've been going into Barnes & Noble, these books have been catching my eye, and I finally bought them today. When am I going to read them? Who knows, but I have them, and that's the most important part. I'm going to be doing this TBR by author because that's how most of my books are organized, so yeah. So first I have Kennedy Ryan. So I have the last book in the Hoop series by Kennedy Ryan, Hookshot, because I read the first two. And then I have Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. My next author is Sophie Lark. So first I have Anastasia by Sophie Lark, and this is a big boy. I haven't read this because I don't have the time or the energy to read this I don't have the time and or the energy to read this 700 page book. So, and then I have The Rebel and the Bully, and these are books 2 and 3 in the Kingsmaker series. Next I have Daisy Hates The Great Undoing, which is book 4 in the Magnolia Parks universe. I have Jade War and Jade Legacy, which is books 2 and 3 in the Greenbone Saga by Fonda Lee. I have Forever Never by Lucy Score. I have Say You Still Love Me by K.A. Tucker. I have Misfit and Rogue by Elle Kennedy, and this is her prep series, so I guess it's about a prep school. That's all I really know about them, to be honest with you. Next is Lore by Alexandra Bracken, and I haven't heard much about this, but when I read the description, it's giving Hunger Games times Greek mythology. So, nice little crossover episode, and I bought it. I have My Dark Romeo by Parker S. Huntington and L.J. Shen. I have Be Still My Heart by Emily McIntyre and Sav Miller, and this is giving thriller vibes. It's like a romance, but with kind of like an edge to it. So kind of like edgy, thrillery vibes. It's a romantic suspense. That's what the author note says. Then I have The Bribe by Will and Ash, which is the first book in the Calamity Montana series. And then I have The Enforcer by Avery Keelan, and this is a hockey romance, and we stand hockey romances here. So this is the first one in her Lakeside University series. Again, I haven't heard much about this. It's like if a book can be mentioned once and I'll buy it. I know, is it a toxic trait? Yes. Will I ever change my ways? No. Next, I have Ninth House by Leah Bardugo, and this book has been on my TBR for way too long. At this point, it's getting close to 2 years at this point. But, hear me out. I was gonna read it, but then the second one was announced, and the second one came out, but it's in hardback. I refuse to buy the second one if it's in hardback. So I have to wait for the second one to come out in paperback, so then I could read both of them. You see? I swear, there's a system to my madness. It might not make sense to you, but it makes sense to me. So, then I have Legendborn by Tracy Deonn, and this series has the same thing. The first one's out, the second one's in hardback. I refuse to read this until the second one comes out in paperback. I don't make the rules, okay? I just follow them. And as a book reader, I cannot have a series in 2 different formats. They have to be the same, period. It's just how the world works, and I'm not gonna apologize for it. Thank you. Next, I have the Mortal Instruments series by Cassandra Clare. So I have the first three. I have City of Bones, City of Ashes, and City of Glass. Okay, next I have Things I Wanted to Say by Monica Murphy and Promises We Meant to Keep by Monica Murphy. My excuse for not reading these ones, simply because I don't want to. Then I have Gothicana by Runix, and my excuse for reading this one is that I'm low-key scared. I'm low-key scared to read it. It's kind of like, it's a dark romance, so, you know, romances that are considered dark romances, you just like have to go with it. You have to go into it with an open mind, and yeah, my mind's not open enough for this book yet. Next, I have The Alice 6 by Olivia Blake, and technically I have read this book. I just haven't read this version of the book. One of the series like these where they end on like such a cliffhanger that you like need to continue to the next one and then the next one, I just like don't want to read the first two for the third one not to be out yet. So I'm waiting for the third one to come out and then I'll read the whole series. Then here's the same thing with this, Once Upon a Broken Heart and The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber. Book 3 is coming out October, maybe? Why would I spend time reading the first two when there's going to be a third one that's coming out and then I'll forget what happens and then the third one will come out and I'll have no idea. So it's like, I might as well just wait for the third one to come out and then I can read the whole series in one go. I mean, that's sound logic to me, so. And then the last book on my TBR is Gallant by V.E. Schwab. And I actually really enjoy V.E. Schwab's books. This is like the fourth one I own of hers. And I bought this one because the cover looked pretty. Do I have any idea what this is about? No. When will I read it? Also a mystery, but it's there if I want to. And that's my TBR.